Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? We're back to another episode of Clapped, and we got my man Makai here, and we got that man Senpai Senshi Daquan.
We're doing Xbox names now?
Hello.
What do you want? You changed your name from Father of the Lord 12 to fucking
Wow, that was
anime
never
lover, Wings
I've
Club
never had
fanboy, Heart XX Heart.
Time out. Never had that, never will. That's crazy.
All right. Well, today we had to redo this episode because our first shot at MCU Part 2 wasn't really looking too well. We couldn't upload it. We couldn't figure out what was going on, but hopefully we got things figured out. So here we are with MCU Part 2. It was originally me and Makai, but over time, I was like, hey, why don't we get Daquan in here instead of reading his hate mail that he sent to me? So
Hate mail is crazy.
hate mail was something.
Y'all gotta, if y'all gonna do some MCU talk, you gotta either A, consult experts. I'm not saying I am an expert, but I dabble in this. Or you just gotta look at the facts. So, I'm just gonna make sure. I'm just here to make sure y'all both did y'all homework just a little bit.
It's not just about
It
homework,
sounds like
bro.
you're an expert. It sounds like you're a self-proclaimed expert. That's what it sounds like.
It seems like he wants to be the expert, but he also has some opinions I'm excited to hear about. But with that being said, this is the show where we talk about everything entertainment. It's not just Marvel stuff. It's not just movies or TV. It's also, it could be sports. It could be music. What else are you thinking? It could
Fashion.
It could be fashion,
Finance.
health, gym. Anything, travel,
I like to travel.
life experiences. Even if you need somebody to talk to, we can have episodes like that. It's all about what you guys want as viewers. But with that being said, we will be starting this right now. Makai, top 10 MCU movies and go.
See, your boy did some little homework, so I got some notes up here. So I'm gonna tell y'all off the bat. Number one, the Iron Man trilogy, 1, 2, and 3.
I'm not mad at that.
Number one.
I'm not mad
Alright.
at that.
If you got something to say, put it in the comments. I'm probably not gonna read it. He'll probably tell me later.
It looks like Daquan already got something to say, but you finish why first. Go ahead.
You know what?
No, let him. Go ahead. Just explain. Go ahead.
I love Robert Downey Jr. All right.
Me too.
That's probably one of my top 5 actors. All right. He ate Iron. For him to have both Iron Man and Tony Stark as a role, he ate both of them. Iron Man 1 was great. I just watched that one 2 days ago.
Yeah.
No, like 3 days ago actually. I could watch that over and over again.
I can't blame you.
He has the best quips. Like I thought Chris Pratt was good with his quips.
Yeah.
They're almost on par.
He's
he is Tony Stark.
He's like the Iron Horse when it comes to like the quips in the MCU. He's like the
just
leader.
Has the best. He has the best. All right. Iron Man 2 was also great because you thought he was the only one that could have this technology, and then out the woodworks, out of Russia,
You found out that
someone else
Tony
made the same stuff.
Yeah.
That they were connected, sins of our fathers type shit.
Anton Vanko. Yep.
So you had that little beef right there.
That's quite the American thing to do. You know what I mean? Take somebody else's fucking credit and then ship them off and deport them.
I mean, even though
We're not
that shit
getting
for
political
years.
here today. We're not going to get political, but that is America. Go on.
That is fine as yes.
That's
Iron Man
crazy.
got some freak. It's not alien, but it's definitely some freak modified genetics
Yeah.
coming out the woodworks. And I was like, we just got exploding human beings now.
Mm-hmm.
Thermonuclear. I
Yeah.
thought Godzilla only had thermonuclear. We got humans with this shit now. Great. I like that one too.
I mean, that was just in an attempt to re-heal and regenerate body parts. That's
They made
that, and
shit
then
for warfare.
it got weaponized. Yeah.
real quick. And then also it ties into Shang-Chi.
Yes,
and
I was
Ten
waiting
Rings,
for
which
it.
is a great tie.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't ready for that one. I
With
watched
the
Shang-Chi.
Mandarin and the 10 Rings. Yep.
Yes, which is actually, I'll get to that one in a second. Number 2 is Age of Ultron. Before
Tough.
there was a Thanos.
Hold on. Hold up. Wait a second. You're quiet. You gotta say something. What are you making these faces for?
I'm letting him get through his top 10 before I say anything necessarily. I agree with number 2. I'll give him that much.
So we just go through the top 10 and you
You'll
get
destroy me afterwards.
you get
Wait.
chewed apart afterward. Go ahead. Yeah, no, you're not gonna get destroyed.
I want to hear all your opinions, bro.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got them and they all stink. So go ahead.
Not mine. I actually watched this.
All right, bro. I don't need to know all that. Go ahead.
Age of Ultron. Before there was a Thanos, there was this man. I actually forgot his name. If he had a name.
Who?
It's Ultron, actually. I'm stupid. Ultron. Ultron was... Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You two, shut up. Age of Ultron has to be the second best villain I've ever seen.
I agree.
He took one look at the world through the internet and said, y'all gotta go.
His raps, yeah.
Y'all got to go.
He said,
y'all
fuck
are
all
the
y'all.
virus of this world.
Y'all are gonna kill each other anyways. You might as well take.
I
Let
might
me
as well
take.
help- yeah, I might as well. Then you have Wanda comes out, and her power is OP.
She's probably the most OP character in the MCU that we know of so far, that we've seen.
It's crazy. And her brother, I feel like he could have stayed longer. But I mean, you kind of have to have that emotional attachment to someone that was once against. Now they're working for you. Because he had a good moment with Hawkeye
Yeah.
that came back.
It was like a full circle thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, they hated each other at first. He saves them, and then he died for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that was nice, yeah. I mean, did you know? I think me and you talked about this before, but Wanda Maximoff and Quicksilver, right? That's his name? Quicksilver. They're not only brother and sister, but who their dad is. You remember what we talked about?
I don't.
In an alternate universe.
Go ahead.
In an alternate universe, their father is Magneto. So it makes sense why their family's full of powerhouses.
He's never told me this before. I don't remember this. I would remember something that groundbreaking. But that is actually very good. Did you know?
And it's cool that they did it, like, they gave them their powers through Hydra's experiments rather than
With the Tesseract, I think.
than being a mutant, like how their father is in a different universe, you know. But we'll get to that in a little bit too. Go ahead.
You
No.
do realize that the Tesseract doesn't necessarily give powers, right?
Yeah, the Tesseract never gave you power. If anything, the
It's,
Tesseract
stone.
is knowledge.
Yeah, it's a stone in itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you powers.
So how do Wanda get her powers then?
Mistaken, it had to be through the Hydra. The Tesseract is basically a catalyst. It doesn't activate it basically activates your powers. It doesn't.
So
give
she
you
was
your
low
powers.
key like that before.
So Hydra was known for experimenting and trying to steal the Captain America serum.
Yes.
So they would find any way that they could to develop a super soldier for that. So
Seems
like,
I've had branches of this.
so like with Red Skull had the same abilities as Captain America, but it burned every bit of his body out. That's why he was red. Like from the Captain America movie, the guy with
He
the red.
kind of scared me when I first saw that. I was like,
Yeah. So
Oh, it is.
over time, Hydra was finding this in the Captain America or the TV show, Hawkeye and Winter Soldier. So what?
You heard that right.
I heard Hawkeye.
Or not Hawkeye?
It's
Sorry,
Hawkeye
My-
and Winter
sorry,
Soldier.
dude. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm sleeping. But
It's okay.
but in the show, like they developed the serum again, and we're giving people this power. So I wouldn't put it past Hydra just trying to copy the Captain America or even the Hulk serum, and then out of the blue, like they just get their powers that way.
Hulk wasn't a serum; it was just gamma radiation.
Well, apparently
That's very
in the MCU, the reason that Bruce Banner became the Hulk is because he was also trying to mimic the Captain America serum, and it went wrong because he was trying to gimmick it through radiation.
They
Yeah.
did end up creating serums. I think that's how the second one came in. The abomination.
The Abomination was made through the blood of the
Yeah.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could create a serum out of the blood of someone.
Yeah, so really, Bruce Banner just tried using radiation or gamma radiation as a way to kind of like bring back the serum to the way that Captain America had it, but it didn't work out. And they explain that in the first Avengers movie when Cap is getting like a briefing on the team. Or they're like or what's his name? Agent Coulson.
Phil, yeah.
Yeah, he's in the jet with him before he asks him to like sign his cards. He's like, here's the team, and he shows him the Hulk, and he's like, there were so many people that tried to gimmick what you did, but he tried it with radiation, and this is what happened.
Oh yeah, you are right. Yeah.
So-
That's almost word for word. I feel like that was almost you almost said his line.
Yeah, I mean, I know my shit, so go ahead.
Moving right on along. Number 3, Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, that's tough.
Number 3.
Yeah,
Thor
you're getting chewed apart
Ragnarok.
by me too, 100%.
Hot take. I don't know if I can hold back.
Don't tell me that the reason that you think that movie's so good is because of Hela.
No, she's a part of it. Good to introduce the bachelor of the family, because I didn't know she existed until that movie.
The Bachelor of the family, is that what you said?
No,
Backstory.
Oh, the
Backstory, I'm sorry.
backstory. I was like, is she a
Backstory.
bachelor? But I was like,
Hey,
wait.
no kids, do your homework and do some research. Read a goddamn comic, please.
Mm-hmm.
I don't read comics. I just watch movies.
It's good. I mean, movies give you enough.
But being that this is just strictly on the MCU, we're mainly going to focus on the movies. I'm going to take some knowledge from comics, though, to throw at these guys.
Yeah.
It's always appreciated. So you get to see a backstory of their family
Yeah.
with Hela being introduced
Mm-hmm.
because she is low-key a badass. How she just creates these weapons.
She's only powered by Asgard, though. Like,
That's her back. That's the downside to it all, but
Yeah.
it's still a crazy power to have.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then Thor finally has his oh shit moment.
Like breakthrough. Yeah.
I don't need the hammer. Low key.
You're not the god of hammers. You're the god of lightning and thunder. You know?
And that's when things started going south for Hela. And then they figured out they destroyed, like, Ragnarok would be the ending of Asgard, but also Asgard is the people, not the place you're at.
Yeah.
So if it takes you to grab everyone, dip out of there, destroy Asgard, destroy Hela at the same time.
That's a hallmark moment. Home is where the heart is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what it is. I will say I did like that movie, but for the main reason that I like a lot of MCU movies is the cinematography, like the colors in the movie. Like
Thor's
when
always had great colors.
like-
I think it's because of that bridge portal.
yeah, but
Maybe.
like when there's I remember I'm thinking of a scene specifically. He's getting beat up by Hela and she's like, "What are you the god of again?" And then he thinks about it and like the camera like flashes through his eyes and he can
Yeah.
see his dad and he's like talking to his dad in his dream, kind of like how like T'Challa talked to his dad, like in
Epiphany
the other
scenes.
world. Like everybody's always talking to somebody in a different universe, you know, like the afterlife.
Yeah.
So for that, like the colors are there, like the settings there, and then out of nowhere the lightning just comes down. It's just
You saw it in his eyes too.
yeah. And
I
then
like that.
when he jumps onto the bridge and all that lightning's coming through, like that's just the sickest thing to me.
With that plus the music that goes on too.
The-
I think music sets off a lot
yeah.
of atmosphere for you. That helps a lot. So that's why that for me is number 3. Number 4 is Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings.
I'm not mad at that.
It could have been number 3,
Should have been
but
number 2.
I kind
to
of
be
like
honest.
Thor a lot more because he's a god. Leave me alone. But we get to see a different side of MCU. We've always seen. I'm gonna take this to a race thing for a hot second because you've always seen a lot of white superheroes and you have Black Panthers and Black people, but you've never really seen
An Asian hero. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we saw with Spider-Man there was they had like the Arab guy or the Indian guy
Yeah.
as a superhero, but that's another thing. But with this one, you get a so strong Asian cast basically.
You got Aquafina. You got Simu Liu.
I like Awkwafina because I think she was also in Crazy Rich Asians, which is also my favorite movie.
She's
personally.
hilarious.
She is
bro.
hilarious, yes,
She's the
I
best
like
comic relief for a movie. If I was making a movie, I'd want her in it.
for sure.
She is so funny.
She can get serious as she did in Shang-Chi,
Mhm.
and actually being one of the most clutch people
Mhm.
with her arrows because she really wasn't. All her life, she was like trying to figure out what's her purpose.
Yeah.
And then you got to fight Homeboy's dad with the 10 rings,
In
a
the-
whole
in the-
dragon coming out the woodworks,
Yeah.
and you just got to get your bow and arrow and go Robin Hood type shit.
Yeah, but realistically, she learned all that in a short period of time because of her heritage her heritage. That's what helped her.
I feel like the MCU definitely like skips into people's powers a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you know how like Iron Man through the Iron Man movies, you can see how he developed what he got, you know?
Yeah.
Or like Spider-Man through all the Spider-Man movies, the Tom Holland ones I'm talking about. You could see he learns how to adjust to his power. But for someone like her, you just learned how to hit a dead-eye shot with a bow and arrow in an hour and a half?
Now she's Hawkeye.
Are you drunk? Like, there's no way.
But hey, sometimes it's a good message to the kids. Sometimes you just got to dig deep inside.
Do anything you put your mind to. Like Makai doing research for the MCU.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Next one, number 5 is Spider-Man. There's actually all 3 of them: Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home.
You're gonna throw all in to number 5?
All in number 5,
So the trilogy. Just
All right.
just like Iron Man.
All right. Why?
Hunger Games. Why? Homecoming, you get to see a different Spider-Man. We've always seen Toby. We've seen Andrew, which before when we talked about this, I said Andrew was my favorite one.
Yeah.
But now I went back and I saw Spider-Man's entrance into Civil War, his appearance again, and the Avengers, the Endgame, Infinity War, and Endgame, and I get to see it. I'm like, he might actually be better than Andrew for Spider-Man. It's a very hard toss-up for the Peter Parker role because they both have similar attributes. They can both bring that smart teen.
I got so much to say, bro.
I hate both of you right now. Why do I feel like I'm in a hot seat? I don't like this.
No, you're good. You're
in
good.
The aspect of Spider-Man, I just want you to think of it this way. So there's Spider-Man, there's Spectacular Spider-Man, and then there's Amazing Spider-Man.
Andrew's Amazing Spider-Man, yeah.
Andrew, Spectacular. Tom is amazing. The roles are switched. If you think about it, the quips that Amazing Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man say are kind of similar, but the aspects are always going to be different. The wingsuit has always been with Amazing Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man, but the wingsuit is more prominent with the Amazing Spider-Man, which would be Tom Holland.
Is this comic based?
Comic based, yes, but even in the story, it does show a little bit. The wingsuit for, I think it is Homecoming. Is it Homecoming?
It's Homecoming.
I don't think you got the wingsuit that early.
No, it was.
It was a different version, I think. It wasn't big.
Yeah, because it's when he jumps off of the building at the
The Washington Monument.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he gets the wingsuit there, it's the same thing as the Spectacular and Amazing Spider-Man suit. If you look closely at it, though, the Spectacular Spider-Man suit's wingsuit goes all the way down as if it's like a part of the whole suit versus just being the armpit compartment that goes in and out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you're comparing them, the cast members, yes, you can't add Toby or Andrew into the MCU. It does suck. I would say this is a great hot take, but for it to be number 5,
it is pretty far down the list. Yes.
I'm not saying that it's far down the list, but it's for it to be number 5 when there's other movies inside of the MCU that have a little bit better, how can I say, cinematography, more written, more story.
Yeah, you're on the right road though. Yeah,
Tag it.
you're. Sorry. Yeah, you're on the right path though, having it in your top 10.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But for me, minus the whole comic related like Spectacular or Amazing, to me it's Toby was the best Peter, whoever played the best Peter, and then the best Spider-Man was Andrew, but the best of both worlds was Tom.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody's opinionated. Everybody thinks the same thing, but or different things. But for me, that's how I see it. I don't see it as like, oh, you had this wingsuit, so like here you are. Or
That was trippy.
okay, I'm gonna have to fix that light in a second. But I don't see it as that way. I see it as like, all right, so I see Peter as a good, genuine guy, college student. Like he's from high school to college. He's transitioning, becoming the person that he is. He's just a good person. He struggles with the love of his life, keeping his grades up, and his mentors turning on him. You know what I mean? His best friends turning on him, just like the story of him. I'm gonna change the light in a second, but then you have Andrew, and Andrew is this hero. He's the happy hero with the quips, and he has this energy that Spider-Man should have. Now, when you look at Tom, he's trying to live the life of Peter and be the hero at the same time. You know.
Yeah.
So he's stuck in this little hole where like he has to be both of them, and I think I like Tom the most because he's struggling with both lives compared to when you watch the other movies. You see him like Andrew was okay with just living the one life, and Peter was good at living the other life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people traditionally like Toby, but I don't. I can't stand him. So
Wow.
I'm gonna go fix the light. You guys keep it going. I'm sorry.
Not the OG.
Not the
That's
OG,
wild.
yeah, like the OG Spider-Man that gave y'all everything. You mean you hate him? That's basically saying like you hate Blade, low-key, because Blade's the one that started all this along with Hugh Jackman.
If you want to think about it,
There would be no MCU without those 2 Marvel movies necessarily. Without X-Men and Blade, there would not be any MCU movies.
That's valid. Yeah, that is valid.
Thank you, Wesley Snipes, even though you're a shitty person.
He is a very shitty person.
Apparently, he might make a reveal
For return.
Yeah,
Yeah, he might. I think I saw that one on Facebook.
I think it was.
About it.
Is it Secret Wars, the movies, or something like that's supposed to drop, or something like? I'm not entirely too sure on the MCU. It's been a minute since I've actually.
They better not remake Blade.
I think the actor for Blade is done for. So it was crap. Trying to think of his name. You remember Luke Cage, the first season, the big bad guy.
So Luke Cage is not one I've gotten into yet. It's on the way. Oh wow, there's light. It's on my next one. On my list because I'm currently in Daredevil right now.
Nice.
And I try to
so good.
Yes.
I try to keep things kind of in order. I don't try to mix a lot of them. Then I get confused. So like I'm lost. But besides anime, I don't care. I'll watch different things in anime. But
Well, you know, all four of the shows tie into each other a little bit.
I've
Or
heard,
is it
yeah.
five? It's 5 shows, right?
Which ones?
Jessica Jones,
Luke
Daredevil,
Cage.
Punisher.
So aren't the Defenders?
Iron
The
Fist.
Defenders is like when they all finally come together.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the Justice
It's
League.
like we want to
Marvel.
be the Avengers, but we're not.
No, just neighborhood threat.
You're right.
Neighborhood Watch.
Well, no, because if I think about it, we're gonna have a little side talk real quick. Let's just get off topic.
Sidebar.
You guys are familiar with the Hand, correct?
The who?
The Hand.
Yes.
So you're not there yet. So, spoiler alert: your big bag is called the Hand.
Okay.
It's like the triad, essentially. It's like the triad.
But that's not the main focus in this point of Daredevil. That'll be later on down the line whenever he takes over the Hand comic book base. I'll tell you about that later.
Okay.
So the Hand is basically like an organization that goes against like the Iron Fist.
Okay.
So they, in a sense, pray to like this god in this one version. They control damn near almost everything, and they have their hands in almost everything. So think of like how the Mandarin has that one bodyguard. Rose. I don't think he had a name, did he?
The Mandarin?
Yeah, his bodyguard, that Asian dude. The one that seemingly was fighting at the beginning of the movie, basically. The guy with the mask.
Oh.
I can't think of his name, but he has like the
Yeah, nice.
daggers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually had. They never said his name at
They-
all.
they
he
never-
was just a mysterious person.
They never specify, but that's for
He
comic
was
book
whooping
readers
Sean
to be
some
like,
ass in the beginning.
So the anonymous ninja.
sorry guys, I'm back. My
Just
fault.
like that, the anonymous ninja. There are things in the Hand where they each have individual lieutenants in a sense. So Elektra is one of those people. I hate to break that to you. I'm sorry to say that.
It's okay. I'll probably forget, but by the time I go watch Daredevil again, then I'll probably forget. But
So put it like this: watch all of them if you can. Don't even worry about the chronological order for that because as long as you're watching them, certain episodes will tie into each other. But like, it's not like how DC does it where you have to watch one episode here and then go to the Flash to watch this episode, then go to DC Legends to watch this episode. You can literally watch an episode and then it will just end that way. You can go to the next person's show and then it's like they all have their own individual episodes just showing up in each other's shows.
it's funny you say that because I watched Punisher now twice or 3 times already.
Punisher's
And
so
when you told
good.
me that they have like a a season almost basically. They kind of cross into each other. I was like, so that's how he finds that one chick. I don't know her name anymore.
I was just watching it too.
Which chick?
The white chick.
Karen Page.
Yep.
Yes. It's like, how does she tie in to this? I saw her in Daredevil. I was like,
Hell, I loved it.
what?
Yeah.
But yeah. So we're gonna get back on into my top 10. Number 6 is Civil War.
The fact that Civil War isn't in your top 5 is crazy to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it
it's
has
My
to be
opinion.
said.
It's my
Yeah,
list.
yeah, go ahead.
It's my list, my opinion. I don't give a damn.
That's why I was shaking at the first one because I was just like, he put Civil War at number 6 though.
I got something for you when you get through this one. I got something for you.
So I like Civil War. These aren't really like going great to bad. It's just the way I see it. You know, they're all great movies. I actually like all 10 of these movies.
It's just
I
preference.
could watch any one of them at any point in time. But if I had a preference, yeah, this is kind of where I would go with that route because I watched Shang-Chi probably 3 times more than I watched Civil War.
Yeah.
But I like Civil War here because I get to see all the main big hitters, except Thor. I don't think Thor was there. He was dealing with his own mess.
Well, if Thor
This
was
is
there,
not the same
everybody
time
would
as-
be toasted.
that's true. Wasn't
Everybody.
he- in this time frame, was he like still in Asgard still,
I
or was he
think so.
doing something else?
I think he
like
was with Loki it was the second Thor movie, The Dark World.
the Dark World.
I think he was handling something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how like there's always something going on. There's like 3 people that are just missing altogether.
I do want to point out they would not have chosen sides. Bruce would not have signed the Accords, and there's no way in hell that you think that Thor would sign the Accords.
I would never think he's not.
He's
even
not
from here.
there. He's not gonna
like,
follow
I'm
no
not
rules.
from this planet. I don't give a shit about this
Thor
place.
Thor would touch his hammer onto the paper and just burn it, and then watch it burn in front of the general, just to be an asshole about
They
it.
just be gone.
Yeah,
And it's like he's bulletproof. You can't really hurt him. Like
what are
he's
you
a
gonna
god.
You've tried. You've literally tried for years to try to capture Bruce, and look where that got you guys.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars in debt, basically, and half your soldiers were paralyzed and traumatized from it.
Yeah. You're right.
Facts. So I get to see all the big hitters in a clash. It's great to see that. I get to see Ant-Man again. We get to see the introduction of Spider-Man, Tom Holland into the whole cinematic universe in this particular sense. T'Challa, we get to introduce him before we get to see Black Panther. 'Cause I think Civil War comes before Black Panther.
Yep.
And you get to see Winter Soldier come back.
They
again.
were months apart though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because his dad was still alive at
Yeah.
that time.
You get
with Black
Bucky.
Panther, he comes back after his father.
You
And he's
get-
still kind of like in that mourning type, grieving type sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But he has to be the king, so you gotta put that shit aside. No, put your big boy pants on.
You got my man Bucky though.
Yeah, Bucky is great. I like Bucky.
He's a character that you could see he changes over time. Like he went from like he went from like a stone cold killer to finding who he was again and becoming this good guy again. You know,
Yeah.
like, and he's funny too. He has some clips too. Like,
I think we call that humanizing.
yeah,
in the
yeah,
movie world.
could be that.
Humanizing.
Yeah,
I mean, he was bred to be a weapon necessarily. Well, captured to be a weapon necessarily.
brainwashed.
Yeah.
He was definitely brain. I read a book was the devil's book.
It'd be funny if they were just like
Well,
they were reading a book and he's like, Tuesday, and then he's like starting to go fuck people up. You know what I mean? Fuck you. Sorry for cussing.
All right, we're gonna speed past that like it didn't happen.
All right, hold on. Can I say now what I want to say real fast though?
Give me your opinion on this one.
Cap versus Spider-Man. That scene where Spider-Man webs Cap and then he does this like weird jump spin flip thing.
oh, here he goes.
In Far From Home or No Way Home, when all 3 Spider-Man come together at the end, Tom jumps first and both Spider-Mans like web onto him. He uses the same exact spin to throw them forward. Like it's like he's learning from everybody else's moves over time.
You would say he's a little Tony Stark. The way
Yeah.
He
Learns from his mistakes, my man. All
he
right.
just learns as he goes. I wouldn't say a mistake because I think he got Cap on that one, and he helped his boys in No Way Home.
No,
Did he not get Cap on that? Little
No.
no,
he didn't?
Cap whipped that ass.
When
Well, that
he
particular
went with Cap's
maneuver-
hands and Cap tried pulling away, and Spider-Man was pulling back. Cap literally looked and said, "Okay," did the move, and then pulled him, grabbed his shield. Actually, no, pulled him closer, kicked him back into the machine, grabbed his shield, and
definitely did
finally
kick
knocked the machine down. And it was like, "You got heart, kid. Where are you from?" Trust me, I just finished watching Civil War
And
last night.
he ain't gone.
Greasy, this
He ain't-
man.
yeah.
I love I love Captain America movies, bro. That's literally one of my favorite Marvel heroes.
He ain't gonna hurt him though. He's a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I
you
don't
could
think
tell
Cap
he's a
would
kid.
Really want to hurt
But
him.
no,
If
he
he
definitely
did. He
gave him a black
definitely
eye.
did.
He gave him a black eye.
Yeah, but I think so. You're attacking rights, learning from his mistakes. But I like that movie in general, because then you get to see Iron Man and Cap go at it, just straight up. head to
Bruh.
head.
The craziest part of that movie is he's like analyzes moves because he can't beat him in hand to hand,
Mhm.
and he admits it. Like they're like, who? What was it? Friday at the time.
Yeah.
Friday's like, we can't beat him hand to hand, so he's like just analyzes his fight pattern, and then he starts whooping his ass, and he takes them both at the same time,
Oh yeah.
bro.
What was the caption for that? What was it? Orphan fights 2 cavemen or something like that.
That's crazy.
I think that's what the caption was.
That's insane.
That's-
That's a
That's crazy.
violation.
Yeah, that's violent. All right, keep going, Makai.
Next one, number 7 is Doctor Strange.
I don't even know why this dude's in your top 10, but go on.
He's trippy, bro. That man can literally You can punch yourself messing with him
This is also
and
a
not even
movie-
know it.
This is also a movie that I think that should also be in your top 5. I'm just going to point that out.
I disagree.
Okay,
That's a hot take right there.
I disagree.
not top 5 worthy.
Continue.
I like Doctor Strange because this is, as I said, a trippy movie. You get to see someone who literally has everything, but to him, it's never enough until you get hit the rock bottom. He loses his hands or ability to use his hands to do surgeries, and now he has to literally find himself again. And that's where he literally went out to, what was that place again?
I don't know why.
It's a weird place.
I'm-
It's
I-
somewhere definitely like Nepal area, so it has a funky name.
It's the temple that they go to. I forget the name of it because I thought it Kandar, but that's from Black Adam. What's the place? It's like, I don't know. Continue. It's where
We're
they
gonna move
train
on.
all the strangers. You know,
Yeah.
everybody with the mystic arts. You know
But-
the name of the place or no?
No.
Me neither. All right,
All
then
right.
say that. Blink at me or something like.
We're gonna call it Mystic HQ. That's what we're gonna call it. He goes there to initially. He's like probably one of these most selfish people because he only went there to get his hands fixed, and it just doesn't bounce. They were like, "This ain't what you want, really.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You don't really want that. You want something else. You're looking for something else." And that's where he finds meaning and purpose. Because low key, yes, you were saving lives with your hands when surgery, but we're gonna give you a different reason to save people's lives, a different way to do it. And I think I like the villain of that movie, who was a former Mystic. I don't know where he's from. I recognize him though, but I like him in general. I don't know his name anymore, but
You could tell I don't watch this movie enough, and that's why it's not in my top 5
He was
or my top 10.
it's definitely. I think it's an underrated movie, honestly.
I'll watch it once in every couple months, but go on.
The Big Bad's been in a couple of good movies. He's also played in a couple of video games as character faces as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that he was probably a Call of Duty operator at one point in time, but I could be wrong on that one.
It looks similar. Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember that face. He looks very similar to one of the
But
operators.
he is a very famous actor. He's been in a ton of movies. There's a
Yeah.
few movies that I honestly can't even just think off the top of my head that he's in, but that
If you look at the cast for Doctor Strange and you see the Indian guy, he looks like it's like a kind of a pointed face, low key.
yeah.
He's actually in a lot of good roles, a lot of good movies. But with this one, Doctor Strange, I like his cape. His cape comes in clutch a lot of times for him. Across the
yeah.
MCU, his cape is like the best part about him, honestly.
Doctor Strange gave us the greatest character in the MCU, arguably, depending on how much you like people. Wong.
I can't argue with that actually. Yeah.
Support
He
character?
he is.
Support character? Can we agree
I don't.
support
I'm not
character?
talking about his power. I'm talking about his demeanor. Like he is just the most laid back, cool, funny dude, bro. Like, and then you see throughout the MCU, he just popped in as like a cameo in every show or movie, and like,
Rhodey, he don't count.
huh?
Rhodes, Colonel Rhodes.
Fuck Rhodes compared to Wong, bro.
Wong's never been recasted.
Facts.
Damn. All right. Okay.
Wong's never been recasted.
But Wong
Right.
is just that dude, bro. Like every time you see him, you're like, "Hey, it's Wong," but nobody's like, "Hey, it's Rhodes." You know, like nobody cares about Rhodey, bro. Like
Oh, Colonel Rhodes.
without Tony, there's no Rhodey. Nobody cares about Rhodey. War Machine is just a broken Iron Man.
Hey, Terrence Howard. I'm coming back for you, baby. Come on.
Continue though. You got this.
I feel some type of way now.
Hold on.
I feel some type of
While
way
we're on
now.
Doctor Strange, is Multiverse of Madness in there at all?
It's not in there. Only because it's a lot to watch.
Was it Sam Raimi that directed that?
I think so.
Sam Raimi is known for directing horror films, which
That's
is
that
why
movie
the
looks
multi.
so tripped out.
But Sam Raimi also did Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that, but that's how he has his foot in with Marvel. But the whole Multiverse of Madness was a horror film. Like that's basically what it was. The zombies, like I forget what the name of the movies were that Sam Raimi made back in like the 70s, but he made some movies, and they were horror films. Like they were terrifying. You know?
Like the way the Fantastic Four were disassembled.
Yeah, like not even that.
was
It's just
crazy.
Or bro, that's not even it. Like I'm
You see
talking
Mr.
about.
Fantastic get fucking just shredded,
Bro,
basically.
I don't care about that copy paper shred shit, bro. But did you see what Wanda did to Professor Xavier, or like her creeping up with her head, looking all crazy with blood coming out of her face with the Carrie vibes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Shit was terrifying, bro.
I wasn't afraid of it, but it definitely was like one of those like, what the hell did I just sit down and watch?
Yeah.
The trippiest thing is she took a man's mouth away like it was the Matrix.
I saw that. That was insane.
And
that
then
boy
the dude-
said,
And
Bro.
he screamed like an idiot.
For the smartest dude in the universe, Mr. Fantastic was like, he could destroy you with one whisper. And you told her what she needed to know so she could just take it away from him.
yeah. That
Like,
was,
why would you do that? Like, you're dumb. Like, you're the smartest man in the universe, the smartest man to ever live, and then you give up the biggest secret you have, your biggest weapon.
You know, that's kind of funny. There's like a underlying role here for most of those characters where they're always the smartest, but they always do dumb things. If you see the big bad in front of you, why are you talking?
You fight.
There's 5 of y'all. I'm attacking. I'm
Yeah.
not talking.
Now, Reed Richards back in the original Fantastic Four against Doctor Doom, he's talking his shit and doing it at the same time. He's like,
Yes.
he's like or what did he say? He said like Science 101, and then he's explaining what he's doing. Like, you're picking apart Doctor
dog
Doom
walking you.
while you're talking shit. That's what you do. You don't just say, all right, well, I have this gun and it can kill you, and then you go like this, and then she just turns it into a water gun. You know what I mean? Like, you don't say what you do before you're about to do it. You just talk your shit while you're doing it.
that's why a lot of villains get their asses handed to them. They do all this talking, all this planning. I mean, this is what I'm going to do. You're never gonna stop. Oh damn,
Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
head ass. Yes. Next one.
Ryan
which-
Wachowski, start bitching. All right.
Wow.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Next
ahead.
one might get a good bit of backlash.
Yeah, I low-key want to punch you.
Black Panther at 8.
You're disrespectful, bro.
I like them.
He's a top 5 at least. Go ahead.
Maybe I could switch it out for Shang-Chi.
You're racist. No, no.
Wow! That's
Why
insane.
can't you have both minorities up at the top?
Someone's got to be at the bottom.
Wow, you're not helping, bro. That's crazy.
But no, I like Black Panther. I like that one has a lot of technology that you can see. You can like imagine a world that's secluded, has their own thing, just doing their own thing.
Keeping all the vibranium to themselves.
I mean, they see the world outside. They're like, "Yo, y'all don't know what to do with this."
Yeah.
No, sir.
Did that not sound very colonizers?
That was very colonizers.
What'd I say?
They keep all the vibranium to themselves.
You sounded a little hurt there.
Bro, y'all try
sound like
keeping
you
rap
were
music to
jealous.
yourselves too.
Whoa.
I'm just playing. Chill. I'm just joking. Chill.
What's going on here? But yes,
Y'all act like Beyonce ain't trying to make country music. I'm on you.
Hey, I would listen to it.
We're not into that right now, though. We're not getting into
that's
that. No.
another time. That's definitely another time. But we get to see Chadwick Boseman take on a different role. He's taken on a lot of memorable roles. Thurgood Marshall, I think he did.
42.
He did, Jackie Robinson. He even went into,
James Brown.
Yes, James Brown. Yes, I almost forgot that one. He even did 21 Bridges, which was a great movie,
Yeah.
which is a more serious. He has to actually figure this out and lock down the whole 5 boroughs to find this dude.
I'm gonna bring up a very old movie on and see if you remember it. The 5 Heartbeats.
I've heard of it, but no, I did not watch it.
Cap.
It's literally one of his like first movies that he was in as a singer.
He could. Well, he did James Brown.
Well, usually a lot of actors can sing.
Oh man,
Go to art school.
Listen, if you
That's
guys
true.
get a chance, definitely watch it. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman.
I mean, his mentor was one of the greatest black actors of all time,
Denzel. He
Denzel.
paved the way for him.
Yeah, like for you to get taught and mentored by Denzel Washington, obviously you're going to be good at your job.
100%.
So
That's why when he comes in as a role of Black Panther, it was great. I wish he had better health, because you can literally see throughout the universe, all the movies, the timeline, you could see they did a good job of hiding it, especially in the later parts.
he did a good job at hiding it.
He did, but there's some makeup in there as well. But
I'm just
he
saying.
did a really good job of keeping it all together, despite what he's going through with cancer. Because cancer is definitely, it's diabolical.
Yeah.
You could be healthy for 1 week, get cancer, and next month you look like a skeleton
Yeah. And
with all the things you're going through. Damn the cancer itself, but all the treatments that you had to go through.
it
for that,
seemed like they
it's
used it
crazy.
against their benefit or for their benefit too, though. Like when he lost the fight to Killmonger and they find him like in the mountains, when you see him again, he's very, very skinny. Like,
Yeah.
very skinny. And it's noticeable. Like, usually when you're the Black Panther, you're muscular. Like, they even made Letitia Wright look bulky when she turned into the Black Panther, you know? But you could see right there, like, how his body's starting to take a little bit of a toll.
Yeah, but I definitely like Black Panther in the sense of them kind of exploring within themselves. They kind of had a civil war in a sense.
Yeah. The power that people have to, like, defend what they believe in.
Yeah,
And that movie came out at a good time in the world, too.
yeah,
Like, that movie in Black Panther 2 came out at a time where BLM was happening and a lot of things were happening, and these movements were happening across the world. So, like, we needed a movie like that. You know what I mean? And black people especially needed a movie like that. You know? I don't want to add me to the we, because even though I stand with you guys, it's more like you guys, you know?
yeah.
But yeah, like a movie like that really gives you the power and respect that you need. So, and it makes you feel empowered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get it's just a silly movie about superheroes, but not to everybody.
Yeah,
So
I think a lot of the people that say it's just a movie, it's just music. There's a lot more to it.
it's how you feel, bro.
Yeah, even with like music is gonna be another episode another time. But when you listen to certain things and hear artists talk about things, it connects to you. So if you see a person that is going through suffering, going through on screen trials and tribulations, and they overcome it, you're like, I can nut up and shut up.
Yeah.
I'm a nut up and get this thing done.
Yeah.
So moving right along, number 9 is the Avengers.
Hey, thank you. Cause listen, I want to hold till you get done with your 10, brother. But you got some stuff ass backwards here.
We gotta get you through it, bro.
You gotta remind everyone, these are my opinions.
Avengers, why? Why is it Avengers?
Why are they down below that far?
No, like why Avengers is on your list?
Oh, on my list, I like the fact that we get to see all 5 of them actually coexist.
That's cool. Yeah.
They kind of get it looked like a ragtag team for the beginning, because Cap was like, "You're not gonna be able to make the sacrificial play."
They're flawed.
They are definitely flawed.
Yeah.
But they saved New York City, and Cap made that play. He came back, but Cap said, "All right."
You mean Tony made the play?
Is saving the city by destroying half of it?
Yes. Sometimes you have to tear down to renew.
Bro, they can't help that the city got destroyed.
You can't help. You
can't
got a
help
flying
that.
monster the size of the Titanic.
Usually,
bro.
there's some things you can help, like
The Hulk could have done a little bit nicer.
That's what I'm getting at.
He was definitely on one. He was off the beam.
that was his playground, bro.
The aliens,
Yes.
the aliens is cool and all, but the Hulk was definitely rampaging
He was
off
over.
those buildings like crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, Loki, he can't fly, so he kind of has to stop himself.
bro was smashing, bro. That's what he was doing.
Aliens, listen, the aliens were like breaking windows. A window's easy to fix. The Hulk was breaking a whole studio apart.
Bro, they were throwing bombs down and killing people. What are you talking about?
That's ground. That's easy to fix. You know, unless you're in Pennsylvania, pothole city. Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But again, the Hulk causes the most damage out of all of the Avengers. So
He
I
definitely does.
get it being on your list, but that is a problematic movie. That's a very problematic movie. All in
Hey,
all.
Stark came in and said, "Hey, I'll pay for it, but I'm gonna make money off of it at the same time."
Yeah, Batman
Yeah.
hit ass.
I will say, bro, that was the first movie where you find out what Cap's opinion of Iron Man is. Like, you're not the one to make the sacrifice play. But it turns out that every time they win, who's the reason that they win?
Tony.
Right. And just because he's selfish and he's cocky, he has every right to be. You know what I mean?
That's why he's my favorite Avenger. It's my favorite Marvel character.
Because he seems tough, but it's just a wall that he puts up to protect himself. You know what I mean? He's just a dick.
Technically,
I wouldn't say a dick. That's crazy.
the only reason why they won in Endgame is because of Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is the person that had to remind Tony about making the sacrificial play.
But it was Tony that had to make it.
It had to be Tony.
And
no one else can make that play.
That was like the
Tony
bottom
that-
line. Do I be selfish or do I risk my life for everybody?
Because I think he asked him, like, "Is this the one? Is this where we win?" He's
Yeah.
like, "If I tell you, you're not gonna like."
And then he tells him 30 seconds later.
But there was another outcome that could have happened. All Kara had to do was get the gauntlet. Or Carol, sorry.
Yeah.
All Carol had to do was
I
get
don't
the gauntlet.
think she would have died either.
No, she has an unlimited amount of energy source. There's no way for this woman to die. If she can reboot a sun, from
Right.
a destroyed planet that she damn near just went to go terrorize.
That's in the Marvels.
I'm pretty sure that she can just slide that gauntlet on, and do it like it was nothing.
If you haven't seen the Marvels from now or by now, I feel
haven't-
bad for
I
you, but
haven't
you're getting
finished
spoiled.
watching it,
But
regardless,
They want her to power a sun of a planet through her power, and she has what is it, proton or something? I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but she got power through something.
She's basically a Star Wars for telling us.
Yes.
But yeah, so she if you're strong enough to power a sun, you're strong enough to handle. Yeah.
Stones.
Yeah.
Basically, Carol ties into Nova Corps. If you guys know what the Nova Corps is.
Yeah.
Nova Corps is basically a group of space superheroes that all have the same powers as Carol Danvers that go around and protect certain galaxies and certain planets for a small price or just a certain fee of negotiations and treaties and stuff like that. So it's really not as bad, but
Yeah.
it's terrible.
All right, give us your last one, you nerd.
So Zach's gonna be very upset with me on this one.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And being at number 10, it's still on my list, but it's number 10. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
You piece of shit.
I like this one because you kind of get to see the first appearance of what when you first watch it, you're not gonna know what it is, the Power Stone, and why it's so valuable. To
In the
them.
dance off to save the universe. Hello.
The biggest gag in the Marvel MCU. Sorry, it is.
They take
It still made
down
the
one of.
list. It still made the cut. Like y'all gagging me because it's number 10, but it's on the list.
What makes me upset is that you didn't even mention the other two masterpieces that they had too.
Volume 2 and Volume 3.
2 is flawed.
Two's not as good as 3, but 3 is a masterpiece.
So if
I
you're,
haven't seen 3 yet.
if
But
you're going to compare it, it's like basically drawing the back end of a horse being nice, the middle being a stick figure, and then the last part is Zach is basically saying that it looks like an actual horse as a stick drawing.
interesting.
I don't know what he just said. All right. Anyways, look,
That's what it is.
give us your reasons. Go ahead.
So, like you always try to say, cinematography. That's great. I like that.
Yeah.
You have Star-Lord put together I think this might be the worst team than Avengers. The way they were just so poorly put together.
It's a team of misfits.
You have a raccoon, a tree, an alien. Girl
You
fall in
just
love
you
with.
just wildly downplayed Rocket. Like he is a
he's
cyber
basically-
enhanced fucking creature. He looks like a raccoon, and that's the fun of it. But
He's still a raccoon.
bro, it's arguable that he's smarter than Tony Stark. Like,
That's a huge argument.
because the difference between him and Tony is Tony learns from his mistakes, but Rocket's brain is constantly absorbing. Like,
Would
he's
Rocket
learning shit all the
create
time.
A time travel machine.
He
Yes!
could. If you gave him time, he could.
If you gave him time. Okay, that's
It took Tony 5 years, didn't it?
no. It took
No.
him like
It took
30
him.
minutes.
It took him like 45 minutes.
45 minutes? Sorry.
They
I'm
came-
I mean,
They came, told him, had lunch. He was
But
like,
he
I
had
can't
a.
sleep. Let me put this shit
But
together.
not
real
only
quick.
did he have an AI, but he also had the blueprint from Ant-Man. He told him that the way to access a time loop is through the quantum realm. So he just figured out how to reconfigure the quantum realm, and he had an AI help him. But Rocket can figure out anything in 10 seconds by himself. It's arguable that
It's an
Rocket is
argument.
smarter.
It's an argument. We'll agree to that. It's definitely.
We're getting
I'll
into
say
something.
on
As soon
par.
as you're done with
I'll
this,
say
I'm
on
getting
par.
right into something. I'm
I'll
on
say
you.
on par. Special mentions. Personally, I like Venom and I like Deadpool.
They're moving their way in, but that doesn't count as MCU.
No, I think Deadpool is part of the MCU.
And he's
Now,
definitely part of MCU.
now, not
Is Venom part of the MCU? Because I swear that was a Sony film.
Sony. Yeah,
Are you sure?
it's just Sony. Yeah.
Well, he was in fucking Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Where's the difference at?
So
Tobey Maguire's was Sony too. That's why they were never on.
Fuck Sony, all right?
Yeah.
I want my Spider-Man games on Xbox.
They
Fuck you
they
guys.
they just had a deal where they turned them over, so that's why he was able to
It's
be
too
in
damn
Far
late
From
for all
Home.
that shit now.
But
I
I
wanted
got
that shit 3 years ago.
I got beef.
What's
Not
your
really beef, but
Before we get into the next segment, what's your beef?
I just want to talk about the smartest people in the universe. I feel like it has to be spoken about. Shuri,
you doing the top 3 or the top 5?
I could do top 5 maybe.
All right.
I'm gonna struggle after 3 though, so
I got you.
bear with me. But this isn't in order, but Tony Stark obviously, Rocket, and Shuri. Shuri is Black Panther's sister. That girl is a fucking genius.
Yeah.
And then Ironheart, who played, what's her name? What's her real name?
Shit, I know you're talking about.
The girl that recreated the Iron Man suit from Black Panther 2.
Yes.
She is a genius. She's like 16 years old and she's taking tests for kids at MIT. There's no way you're not smart. You're taking tests for MIT students and you're like 16.
Yeah, that's
You're-
next level brilliance. Yeah.
You're a genius, yeah. And then, I don't know. I don't got a fifth.
Bruce Banner's not fifth?
Bruce Banner's, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Yeah. I can't think of anybody else, so, yeah.
Go ahead. His man's about to have a whole conniption. Go ahead. Give us your opinion, sir.
My list is almost the same as yours, except for I'm not adding the shorty from Ironheart. Ironheart, I'm not adding her.
Okay.
Franklin Richards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Reed Richards' son.
And I hate to say
It's
this.
comic books. It's not movies.
I really, really hate to say this. As much as most people don't think that he is one of the smartest people in the MCU or even just in Marvel in general, Doctor Doom.
He's so smart, bro.
This man.
He's my ideal villain.
This man single-handedly figured out how to not only protect, but help sustain everywhere that he. What is the country that it's called?
Latvia.
To sustain and protect the whole entire country just alone by his lonesome and his bots. The city and its people have never been more at safe or anything like that in years or centuries.
Yeah.
This man single-handedly has gone to the future of his own place, taken it over again, symbolized peace throughout everywhere that he's gone.
2099.
Yep, 2099. And to go back to Franklin Richards, which is the son of Reed Richards, it's more so in the future, but
Okay. That's what he feels like. Who the fuck is Franklin? I
Yeah,
know Reed, but who the what?
so,
Reed Richards is smart too, though. But like people say that Franklin Richards is like the chosen one. Like if you were to
Okay.
Google it, people would say Franklin Richards is up there.
comic book spoiler. The reason why they're saying that is because Franklin actually figured out how to time travel before Reed did. The reason why I say that is because Franklin came back to visit Reed before Franklin was even born. Fast forward a little bit, Johnny dies. You see Franklin as a kid now when he's hanging out with Spider-Man, and they're both conversing about their uncles. And then whenever Franklin asks Peter, "What was your uncle's name?" he finally tells him Ben, and that's how they have their shared bond. And then you fast forward, and that's how you get the future foundations going all the way through for the actual other Fantastic Four.
That future thing kind of goes back to when Tony went back in time to see his dad as
Yeah.
well in Endgame. I like
Yeah.
that. But continue.
They also say that Franklin has cosmic powers.
Yes.
Cosmic powers are much better. Like if for people that don't know what cosmic powers, it's like universal power. Like what Galactus has or a Celestial has, that's a cosmic power.
Okay.
Or like the Beyonder, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like you just have this power that's unmatched by anybody. So not only is he one of the smartest people in the universe, but he's also one of the strongest people in the universe. And he's just the son of a genius too. You know what I mean? We're two geniuses. Sue Storm's smart too. But all right, let's do a quick run through on your list, and then we'll go into our next subject, so we're not running over. Okay. Go ahead, Daquan.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, scooch in so they can hear you.
This way. All right, so I get that you have an Iron Man at number one. That is perfectly fine. It is the start of the whole entire trilogies. I get that.
Are we just destroying my list?
I'm scooching toward
Not
you a little bit.
necessarily destroying it, I'm just critiquing it just a little bit.
Not
It's
dist-
gonna sound
we're just adding in our opinions.
I would definitely keep it at number one as a for an opinion base because it's the start of it. So I'll give you that 100%, 10 out of 10 on that one. Age of Ultron at number two is the most diabolical standing I've ever seen in my life. And you have Avengers at 9.
Call me Ultron then. Diabolical.
Like,
If you're gonna do one of the Avengers movies, you might as well do all the Avengers movies in one number.
well, it'd be
I can't do that,
It'd be
then.
it would be 4 movies basically, but still.
I
Like
can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just
Thor Ragnarok. I love you, brother. I really do.
that's a
Top five
solid.
movie.
That's a solid 7 or 8, bro.
That should be switched with the Avengers at least. If you're gonna keep that up there. Shang-Chi perfectly fine. Top 5. It doesn't even matter.
I would have moved them up, but top 5, yeah,
Okay.
It could be a top 3 movie.
that's solid, yeah.
At least he doesn't have the Eternals on here. I'm not commenting on the Eternals.
If this dude would have pulled out the
I haven't watched
Eternals,
that yet. I
bro,
haven't brought myself to watch the Eternals yet.
I would have threw this desk at you if you put the Eternals in your top 10. I would have.
Crazy. That's assault.
It'll be live then, bro. No worries. But
The Spider-Man trilogy, like we just said earlier, definitely Tom Holland is the better of both worlds. He's the better Peter and a better Spider-Man put together, and I agree with that. Top 5 worthy. Civil War. I'm a huge Captain America nerd, bro. I just said that literally just a couple minutes ago.
Would you rather have the Winter Soldier on that instead of that one, or?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, every good movie series has that one bad part of the horse, and that's the stick figure. Winter Soldier is the stick figure movie for me.
It's not necessarily bad. It's just not as good as the others.
Yes.
That's all.
Civil War, like you said, this is the first time we actually get to see like a team up and separate it and divide it. Now, what I wish, just from the MCU, just in general, that a lot of other people would love, is if you just stick to more comic book accurate. But I do like the way the MCU is doing the movies because it is splitting it up. Now, a hot take. If the MCU would have did everything normally, how it should have been, there should have been a Civil War Part 2 before any of the actual other Avengers movies started. With that being said, the movies would have ended with Cap being the one being arrested, Bucky still in Wakanda, and then it starts with Falcon taking over the Captain America slot. Doctor Strange, the fact that you don't have Multiverse of Madness up here,
Diabolical.
and just the first one, I'll give you a 50-50, it is okay.
I kind of like the first one.
But Multiverse of Madness, like you said, it's a great horror film for Marvel's first horror film.
It's a twist, yeah.
It is very good.
It comes straight from left field, bro.
I think because of that, it might also be its downside to not being on this list. Because it's when you look at Marvel, you look to see action, some romance in a little bit, some comedical relief. Not a horror film.
It's creative though. Like
But
I'll grant you that, but it definitely throws you off. It's like that's why Doctor Strange
I
still
agree.
has that base of an action movie
I agree, bro.
with the quips that he has in himself. He's actually pretty funny.
But think about it. It's in the name, Doctor Strange. This is a strange ass event that's happening right now. This
he
woman
is a
is
strange
mind jumping multiverses of her body, basically.
I guess.
He said, "Nice to meet you." He's like, "I'm Doctor Strange." He's like, "Oh, we're using our made up names." He's like, "Well, I'm Spider Man."
That was funny.
Wait, hold on.
Actually,
Real
it's still
fast.
his name though.
Huh?
It's still his name. He's technically still Doctor
Yeah,
Strange.
Stephen Strange. Yeah,
It's like, how was that a made up name? But
that's
okay.
why it was funny though. But I will say I do appreciate Doctor Strange being in the top 10. The fact that you didn't add Multiverse of Madness kind of sucks for me. I mean, if you were to add them, you should have added them together. But only because you don't see that type of magic anywhere else in the universe. You see it with Wong in cameos. You don't see what he's actually capable of, and you see all these powers that he has, and a lot of people don't see it that way. But like,
I think we saw in No Way Home.
you see it a couple times, yeah, but you see the full potential of his universe, his problems, and the people that he has to fight, like the mystical people. Like, people don't understand that, you know? So I think that it's important that he's in the top 10 just so people know, like, if I were to give a top 10 to somebody, I have to add Doctor Strange in there because you need to understand that side of the universe.
Time out. I'm just not thinking about this because I'm running back Doctor Strange or No Way Home, and when he's chasing Spider-Man, why did y'all give at least honorable mention to Peter Parker or Spider-Man Peter Parker? Because he's getting chased by a mystical being warping the world around you, and you just use simple geometry to tie this man up.
That shit's
for
funny
12
as
hours?
hell, bro. He has a point. That shit's funny. Like, he was like, I was hanging over the Grand Canyon for 12 hours. Like,
This man just tied him up, and he just said, "Oh, it's just simple geometry. Do this, and boom, you're knotted up."
Because Peter analyzes things a lot faster than most people does. This man was trying to go to MIT.
I would say he's at least honorable mention for one of the smartest people.
he's smart. He
Okay,
thinks
yeah,
on the
yeah,
go.
At least
yeah.
honorable mention, at least.
Yeah,
I just
for
thought
sure.
about him like,
Okay.
I'm out. A missing being just got tied up by a 17-year-old.
That's crazy. All right,
Continue
keep it
destroying
going.
my list.
I have nothing to say about you having Black Panther. I
Give
had to
us-
take a deep breath because it just
When you're done with his list, give us your top 5.
my top 5.
When you're done, if you're done. If you're not, then finish.
You guys
But
shitting on the last 3 movies. I think we should write it to your top 5 because boy, y'all just
There's
dismantled me.
honestly really nothing to say about like Black Panther. Black Panther was a great movie in my opinion. The only thing that I didn't like necessarily about Black Panther would be the ending of the Killmonger.
I wish Killmonger would have stayed alive.
bro,
too.
if he was staying.
That would have been great. That would have been a great duo.
Good.
Having two Black
Imagine they
Panthers?
give him a turn like how they gave Bucky a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you give him a turn, like he sooner or later becomes good, and now he's the Black Panther. Like that'd
That
be
would've been great.
crazy.
I don't know how I feel about Shuri being Black Panther. Or
I'll get into
Panthers.
that when I give you my 5, but let him finish. Yeah.
Shuri being the Black Panther is so fire. Y'all don't understand. That is literally what the world needed. I'm not even gonna get it further because that's the only comic book accurate movie right there so far. I'm not going.
All right, yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers. So yeah, my top 5.
We already touched on this one. We watched them killing on me for 15 minutes straight on this. So
My top 5 in no particular order, but in a certain particular order. Personally, Civil War got to be number 1. It's always gonna be number 1. It's the greatest movie of all time.
Go on. Now I'll let you go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
that's a take. I wouldn't say hot, but that's a take.
It's a little hot in here, bro.
Y'all might hate me for this. I'm joking. I'm not gonna say that. It definitely is Black Panther, but it's both Black Panthers at my number 2 spot.
That's
okay.
fair.
Only because, like you said, the first one is a great cinematographer. I can't talk right now. So
Cinematographer.
sorry.
He's nervous, but on the surface.
It's a great movie. It is an introduction to us actually seeing Black Panther on its own standalone and actually how the people of Wakanda can work together, and seeing the big bad and getting a twist and saying like, oh, we thought this big bad was just basically a colonizer trying to get all the vibranium out of Wakanda, and in all reality, it is Wakandan that was just stranded in America because of the king's past mistakes.
Mm.
That is great. Like I said before, Black Panther 2, the most comic book accurate lore movie that we have so far. There are minor few details that are just like not all the way accurate, but this is the closest that we get to basically a script by script of a comic book. Shuri literally wants to burn the world down for what it did to her mother, and it's not even just her blaming Namor, she's blaming the whole entire world, and that is so accurate because she does that in the comics, and when she goes to get help, she goes and turns to Namor. It doesn't always end this way, and there's multiple versions.
And not just because of her mother, but because of her brother too.
Yes.
You know.
Because she had a chance to save her brother, and then she realized, and she messed up, and she realized it was too late. Where are we at? Number 3?
3.
Yep.
Look at his list. See if it helps you.
Nah, you're about to hate me.
Oh, here we go.
So my number 3, you're really gonna swing at me. Endgame,
I'm not
No,
gonna swing at
I
you.
like that. I like that.
and it's only
I
gonna be
like that.
Endgame.
Oh, only Endgame's
Only
crazy.
Endgame.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You're not
None of
gonna
the other
include Infinity War?
Only Endgame is crazy.
Include the reason why we have Endgame?
Nope.
Yeah, only Endgame's
Okay.
crazy to me.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to explain, or you just want to keep going?
This is probably the first time we get to see Thor be as ruthless as possible, and that is necessarily what we needed to look at and see. That, again, as a comic book nerd and a comic book fan, I look for things that are inside of the movie that are going to be mainly accurate towards the comic books. The MCU has some good jobs at doing that and just implementing it in just a little bit here and there, but not all the time. So I get their own script, and that's perfectly fine. But Thor chopping off Thanos' head,
He was fed up with that man talking. He said, "You yapping, bro.
he told me
Get done."
He told me to aim for the head, and I did. I
That
may
boy
be
just
late.
walked off.
but
You
guess
just
what?
walked the fuck off.
Yes.
I-
He said, I don't care. No more talk. Doesn't matter.
I don't know, bro. That was the hardest part, but like, then it just turns into a depressed fat dude at the end, like the rest of the movie. You know what I mean? The strongest thing about Thor in that movie for me was he went back to see his mom in the past, right? He puts his hand out for Mjolnir, or however you pronounce it. I can't pronounce it.
You're right.
But
You're right.
he puts his hand out, and it comes to him, and he realizes that no matter your size, how you're feeling, whether you're depressed or not, you're always worthy. You know what I mean? And it was a nice moment for him because at his weakest point, he needed to believe in himself that he was so worthy. And
So wait, are you mad because he looks more like a Viking and not a tall buff?
I'm mad because they made him into a joke in that movie. I feel like.
Nah, just because his appearance made him look fat doesn't mean that he was a joke. He got depressed because
I ain't worried that he was fat. I'm just saying, like, they made him seem like he was just a sad dude that liked ice cream. Like that, like,
Beer.
I mean, but you got to think about it.
yeah.
Thor's
well,
always been like a comedic relief in a sense.
Yeah.
Since the first movie. Like
Yeah.
they painted Thor as that Asgardian Viking who was literally just, a little slow in the brain sometimes.
I just think over time they made it
Slow and
too
powerful.
far for him. Like they went too far. Like even Love and Thunder, they went way too far with softening him up and making him too funny.
I was about to say the same could be said about Drax, but no, Drax's character is just literally actually stupid.
He's just supposed to be stupid. Yeah,
He
but
don't
Thor's
give a
not
damn.
supposed to be an idiot. Like you're supposed to be the king of your people. Like you're supposed to be all this stuff, and you're an idiot. like they over time they just made him into a dumbass, and I don't like that. I like when he's funny and he says stupid shit because he doesn't know the how people are on Earth.
Yeah.
Like he came to Earth and he didn't know what it was like, so he's like, another drink, woman, and just like slams the mug down. You know, like he doesn't know, so making him out to a dumbass, like that was funny. But over time, like Love and Thunder, he's actually just stupid. You know, and it just frustrates me. You know.
Understandable.
Sorry, I kind of like veered off the path there, but
I do like the fact
Keep
that
going.
I think he knew all along since Age of Ultron that Cap was also worthy because he got scared.
Oh,
when
he
was
knew,
there.
yeah.
He was like, "Oh
He
shit!"
said this is the only person
He's like,
he remembered was.
Then he, in game, he was like, "I knew it. I always knew you were worthy." He just knew. He
Yeah.
got happy. I got happy too. I was like, "Bro, got a hammer and a shield."
we knew it was coming, and people say that in the comic books too. People like if you notice at the end of every single Marvel movie that Cap's in, he's like Avengers, and then the movie ends. You never hear him say Avengers Assemble until Endgame when everybody comes back, and that's how you know like he's the one. Like he had the hammer in his hand and he's telling everybody Avengers Assemble. Like you know he's the one to lead them all. You know, so I like how they added that too, like him with the power of Thor, but like it's because he's worthy enough. You know, like I don't know, like an elevator's worthy too though. You know.
Hey, MCU, you ruined it.
What they ruined?
You guys were supposed to get Civil War Part 2. Cap gets arrested and he tells Tony to lead the Avengers. That's on order.
He wasn't going to listen anyways.
No, he would have.
Continue your list, sir.
At number 5, Shang-Chi.
Okay.
I mean, it's top 5. I can't be too upset. All right. That's not a bad top 5, though. That's not bad.
I'm not gonna lie, it's mainly just because it's an all Asian cast, and that's the first time that we've ever seen that.
Yeah,
movie.
you need it, bro.
A good movie too.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad.
It's not even like an animated movie. Like it's a live action. It's so great. The choreography,
They
the
throwing
fight scenes,
hands.
like the colors, bruh, immaculate.
Cinematography,
The
bro.
soundtrack was crazy.
Bro, the soundtrack.
Bro, you
Yo,
had Hotel
fire.
California
Bro,
one time, and it's like, whoa. Like,
88 Rising. I listened to the music by themselves. Great.
yeah.
Then they had Anderson .Paak on there too.
Yeah.
Having him in it, he had a fire song with them too.
Yeah.
And they had Janae Aiko on there too, and Sway Lee.
They had a good cast. I mean, Marvel's known for sourcing good music, though. Like with the Guardians of the Galaxy tracks. Which is what leads me into number 1 on my list. Number 1 on my list.
That boy's segue skills is crazy.
Thank you. The Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy is my number 1. The cinematography is the best in the MCU, besides Shang-Chi. But besides that, you see colors that you're not used to seeing. Like if you ever noticed in the MCU, you see these Earth fights, and you're like, oh wow, I'll never understand these colors. The only time you see this when Tony goes up through the wormhole and he sees the color of the universe. He realizes there's more stuff out there. But through Guardians of the Galaxy, you can see all the colors of the universe, and it's beautiful. You know what I mean? And if anybody knows me, knows the type of movies I like movies that involve really good cinematography. Things that you could do with colors, the camera views, like points of view, all that. Because it tells a story for you. You don't even need words if you just watch. You know what I mean? But that, and then how the movie is scored, as in the music. So you could think of any classic movie possible that your dad would be playing in the garage when he's working on a car or something. And that's exactly what's in Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean? And they're bops, bro. It's everything, bro.
That whole little part was fun. Then you can see it again at Endgame. I was like,
Cherry bomb. Like, that shit's hard. What?
You guys got parents.
That's crazy. Sorry.
wow.
Can't relate. No, but
Wow.
all right, number 2, Shang-Chi. Same reason. And credit to the all Asian cast. Like, I didn't know who Simu Liu was before that. I knew who Awkwafina was only because you know her voice anywhere. People hate her voice.
Distinctive.
I love it. I think the raspy voice is it. Like, I think that she's funny. It fits her well. She's a really good actress. Like, I really like the cast. The colors of the movie are incredible. And they show you another world that's not just Earth in the movie. They show you a whole different realm that they're in. You know what I mean? And it's crazy that in order to get there, you just go through a forest and bam, you're there. But, yeah. So, my number 3 would have to be the Iron Man trilogy. Iron Man's just my favorite character. You know, I know it's hard for you
Someone
guys.
respects him.
The MCU is nothing without Iron Man. Go ahead, speak your mind.
And I was gonna say, it's not that I disrespect Iron Man. It's just
He wasn't in your top 5.
I've had my fair. He's in my top 10. Don't get it wrong. He's in my top 10. Don't get it wrong. I'm tired of the old. I'm a billionaire playboy philanthropist. I'm tired of Bruce Wayne, basically.
I think that's the best line he has. Playboy billionaire philanthropist.
Yeah, I'm tired of the Bruce Waynes. I've seen so many Bruce Waynes in everything from anime to every other comic to DC to Marvel. It's a bunch of Bruce Waynes. There's a bunch of Supermans, Bruce Waynes, Flashes, Green Arrows, so on and so forth.
Was the Flash rich?
No, but
No.
Green Arrow was.
So put it like this: the Flash is like Peter, very smart.
Yeah.
Comes from humble beginnings.
That's accurate. Yeah.
So do you not like smart people?
I love smart people.
It sounds like you're just shitting on.
It's just smart.
No,
rich
it's just
folks.
so like Tony's demeanor. So like you gotta think about it. I've read a lot of comics. So like in Tony's demeanor in multiple different versions of him, including like even the Ultimate verse, there's a version of Tony where he's an actual like fucking dickhead. He gives Daredevil back his sight just because they're beefing and fighting with each other, just to be an asshole, just for 24 hours.
Damn. Not for 24. Okay,
That's crazy.
That's kind of ridiculous.
You know what Daredevil did after like when he found all that out? He went to go see Buggy and just talked to him before his sight just literally faded away again.
All right.
Well,
Well,
go see Bucky.
here's the thing, right?
Not Bucky, what's his best friend's name?
Who?
Foggy?
Daredevil's
Foggy.
Foggy. Yeah.
Foggy. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. I'm proud. Look at you. Look at you.
Appreciate you.
No, but I'm talking strictly MCU though, not just comic books. I'm talking like strictly the MCU movies. The reason that he's in that 3 spot is because without a Tony Stark, the universe is doomed
Yeah.
in every way possible. You know, like he is the problem solver. Sometimes he's the problem starter, but he's also the problem solver. You know, number 4, Black Panther, 1 and 2, obvious reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But on top of that, the cast is crazy good. They have so many actors and actresses that played in Jordan Peele movies. And if anybody's ever seen any of the Jordan Peele movies, this dude is a genius. And he picks the perfect people that can play these roles and you believe them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you believe them. So, Angela Bassett. Yep. You got Winston.
Who played M'Baku?
Huh?
Who's the dude that played M'Baku? I don't know
Winston.
his name, but
His name's Winston. Winston something. I can't think of his last
big
name.
as hell.
He was the same guy that was in
Us.
Yes.
Yeah. And then T'Challa's wife. What was her name?
Lupita?
No.
I think his first name is Lupita.
Lupita, yeah.
Well, yeah,
I
but
can't say it's her last
but
name.
she was the main character in Us. And
Fine as hell.
but all right, bro. Well, I'm talking about her acting skill. Like she's
She got
off
both
the
best
chain.
both. I don't
Like,
give a damn.
but just the amount of talent that was in these 4 movies that these top 4 that I named so far is crazy. It's unmatched. You know what I mean? And then number 5, I'm just gonna have to lay down and put that Spider-Man there. You know what I mean? All 3.
Solid.
It's just they need to be there. Like when you think of Marvel, I guarantee when you close your eyes and you think of Marvel, 9 out of 10 people are gonna think Spider-Man. That's just what happens. Like people think superheroes. Oh, I'm thinking of Spider-Man. Or unless you're a DC fan, you think of Batman or Superman. But Spider-Man is always in that top 5 people that you think of when you think of superheroes. You know what I mean? And not only that, but we got 3 different universes of Spider-Man. You know, and in the final movie, we got all 3 universes at the same time. So what you grew up on, like the first Spider-Man you ever seen, the Spider-Man that came in the picture as you were growing up, and then this final Spider-Man, like you're getting it all.
Who's still gonna carry it on? Because I can't wait to see how he.
Oh, bro, don't get me
After
started, man.
No Way Home. How he like gets back with his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Will he just kind of gradually?
I see Ned becoming evil, bro.
Yeah. Hobgoblin.
Ned's he's gonna turn on him.
Hobgoblin.
He's gonna turn on him.
Ned's gonna figure out that his powers is what's gonna cause. This is my prediction. Ned's gonna get his powers and they're gonna be like fully entwined. He's gonna learn how to control them, but once he learns how to control them, I feel like he's gonna either have a vision, a flashback, or he's gonna get his memory back and he's gonna hate Peter for it, and thus causing all the friction between him and Peter, and then it's gonna cause stuff to happen between him and MJ. Because if I'm not mistaken, at the end of No Way Home, Ned and MJ are they still friends or are they talking now?
They're still friends.
They're just friends, yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like I guess like you hide and all that from you. Like maybe the universe will put it together. Like there'll be like some condition where he can remember the past or something. You know, like they'll do something where he randomly has flashes of a different universe, but it's his same life just a week ago. You know what I mean? But it's literally scripted in Peter's story that his best friend turns against him. It's fated that way. Yeah. Like he has no choice. He has the girl, and then he has his best friend against him, and you have to choose between the life you want. Yep. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. I will say the one thing I want to look forward to though is Peter joining the Fantastic Four. Now I don't know how they're going to do that because the Fantastic Four is going to be back in the 50s. The Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal that they're releasing, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be timed back to the 50s. But like, how do you do that unless they time travel? You know what I mean? Like some WandaVision times, you know. But yeah, man, it's something to think about. But if you put the Fantastic Four back in the 50s, that leaves you room to put Franklin in the present. So also think about that.
But that's the problem with that, because Franklin wasn't born in the present. Franklin's not born until literally, I want to say, Franklin isn't born until after the blip, so it's probably like a good 10 years afterwards. So once everybody comes back after all that, certain events.
He was really young though, and a genius. Like he develops his power and his knowledge when he was young. So that's something to think about. But what do we got next?
MCU directors.
Here we go. I'm ready. No, go ahead, bro. Yeah, do your thing.
I don't really have
Let's get through this so we can talk about your TV shows too.
Okay, we can dive into that. All right. Joe and Anthony Russo, the brothers, they directed both Infinity War and Endgame. I appreciate them because they kept it consistent, especially when you have to go back in time and deal with that. Each particular part, whether they have to go back to, I think they had to go back to 2013 for the Tesseract, they failed, and they go back to, I think, the 70s, I think it was, or the 80s. 70s. And then you have to have Robert Downey talk to his father, or Tony Stark talk to his father. And then you have to have Captain America deal with Agent Carter. They have to have their own battles and then come back together. Then you have to have Black Widow die for the Soul Stone. And they were fighting for that. It was a sad moment because you didn't know who was gonna do it. She was willing.
There's no way in hell it was ever gonna be Hawkeye.
There's a lot of you that shit on the Black Widow movie, and it was a great movie. I just want to point that out.
That movie was fantastic.
Just want to point that out.
That's an honorable
mention. I have
to
watch it soon. Yeah, it's something that someone told me it was like a really good one. I was like, okay, because I've been holding off on there's certain movies I hold off on watching, only because I'm really not.
I just thought of the movie.
It's just not the time to watch it for me. I just didn't feel like watching it at that time. I found something else to watch.
I forgot the honorable mention of the Spider-Verse movies.
Those are Sony as well.
I'm very sad. Yeah. Continue.
Just like Morbius is a Sony movie, because Morbius would have been up there as well as honorable mention.
Oh,
I love Morbius.
Movie, bro.
I love Morbius. If you like your cinematography, watch Morbius. 100%. That is the shit.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. They give you like bat vision in that movie, which is pretty cool. And you can see it through color. Yeah. Like they give it through color, so that's pretty cool. But
okay. Anywho's, yes, those guys. I love those brothers. I don't know. I know they did those two, both the Infinity and the Endgame. I don't know if they did other movies as well. I didn't see that. At least
I think
a lot of those two just doing those two movies.
I think a lot of it's Kevin Feige.
Gold. Mostly.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I think it's John Watts. It looks like Joan, but it's John Watts. He did Spider-Man Homecoming, the first one, for the MCU, which brought the success for the sequels.
Yeah.
I believe he also was the original director to Fantastic Four, the reboot, which dropped the role. I think he dropped that role for the reboot, being in like April 2022. So he did Spider-Man Homecoming. I think also did the sequels for that, and then Fantastic Four. So he was in there for quite a bit.
Yeah.
You're gonna love this one, James Gunn.
I love James Gunn. I got something to add there though, so go ahead.
If you like the cinematography, he's mainly the reason for it.
He's a real one though,
and he kept it consistent.
Yeah.
All three was consistent for all three of them. And then you have Jon Favreau, who's a two-way master, being actor and director.
Iron Man movies. Yep.
Yeah, like you can't not give him his props.
Let's go back.
Happy. I know him.
Yeah. So apparently he's supposed to be working on a new project too. I don't remember
heard,
which one it
yeah.
was, but apparently he's supposed to be working on something new. And they like begged him to do it.
Was it like a Star Wars project or something?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. Star Wars
Yeah.
project, but
I think he's done acting though.
James Gunn's brother played dude in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Adam Warlock.
No, the dude that he's like Yondu's pet basically.
Oh, the bro with
The one that took over the horn.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually James Gunn's brother, like blood brother.
Oh,
So that's what they were talking about. I thought they were talking about.
Yeah.
I thought people were saying Adam Warlock was James Gunn's brother, and I was like, kind of makes sense because that's the kid from never mind, I'm not in the movie no more.
Meet the Millers. We are the Millers.
Yes, we are
Yeah.
Miller. There we go. Thank you.
Meet the Robinson is what I was gonna say.
wow.
But yeah, but Faribault, bro, I love Happy, man.
Yes.
Like,
Favreau?
and people don't really understand his place in the universe. Like, they think that he's just a bodyguard, but they don't know that he directs the movies too.
Yeah.
You know, but
He was clutch too in different moments.
yeah,
Small clutch. It wasn't like he was like a big reason for the ending. But he has to drive that Rolls Royce onto the track in Iron Man 2. Literally get that thing torn to pieces.
bro,
and
he's
still
the
get
number.
that
He's
thing out.
he's basically a civilian, and they just make him
He's
out to
just
be a
in the
lot
mix.
better than what he is.
He's
Like
in the mix. Yeah.
bro got lucky so many times.
You're
But
running a lawyer.
wait, all right, so hold up, wait, are these your TV shows?
We can get into it if you want to.
Because I got a
I
list
just
of
had to
TV
pull it. It's
shows.
just the site that I pulled up for it.
I got a list of TV shows I want to get into.
So
That's the case. Let me
my
look at my
limited
phone.
knowledge on TV series is it's bad to kind of get into the segment for me to get into it, but I will say my favorite series that I've seen, Punisher.
It's up here. It's up
Me
here. Yeah, I
personally,
can't.
it's
I
my
can't be mad
favorite
at that.
one. I love the actor. He's been in a lot of good projects, but for this one particularly,
Yeah.
he was a demon.
What?
If you got something to speak your mind, this is the time and place to do it.
It's just not. It's not number one, bro.
I said me personally, as far as the series, as far as Marvel series, it may not be up there, but for me personally, I like that one.
That man
Daredevil was gonna be second for me as well.
I
I don't like that.
All right,
Silence.
look.
I
Let
don't
me.
like that.
Can I say my top 10 or my
Go
top
ahead.
5?
Not bad.
Go ahead, yeah,
Blood
yeah,
vessel.
go ahead.
Number 1, Loki. Loki is the best show in the MCU.
I chose to watch Daredevil over Loki just because
I can't blame you.
I want to watch one or the other, and I know Daredevil has way more seasons, so I'd rather just get through that one first before I get to Loki.
The answer to
Loki's
anything
next.
you were ever curious about gets answered in Loki.
Are we doing only live action shows, or are we including just everything?
You can include everything. So
Everything
the
Marvel?
What If series and stuff like that too.
Animated as well.
Yeah.
Whew. Oh yeah.
But
Cool.
I got Loki.
Mhm.
Immediately after Loki, I'm picking Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was dope.
Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac, bro.
He was cool.
I love him. You know what I mean? Like, he is such a crazy good actor.
You have to give that man props for having to do two roles at the same time.
I seen something that he's supposed to be in the new Deadpool movie
I hope so.
as a role. Yeah.
As
There's
Moon
there's
Knight
a
or just a role.
as Moon Knight.
That'd be dope.
There's a scene where Oscar Isaac is driving a car and it looks like an ice cream van, right? And they're like fighting on a highway or something. Now there was a photo taken of the Deadpool set. The same exact van is there. The same exact one, same colors and everything is still on
It's
the
one of
set.
those, like, you
So-
don't know how Deadpool is when they just bring in other things, they just make fun of it. Maybe
It's holes, yeah, like
Yeah, a fourth
like
wall
wall
break type
breaking,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope he's in it. But yeah, number 2, Moon Knight, right?
right.
Now, number 3, it's going to start getting a little harder out here because I only got room for 5, but Daredevil. Daredevil is so good, bro.
For sure.
Like,
I mean, I'm in the middle of season, like, kind of first part of season 2, and I kind of like
this
it.
dude's been on season 2 since 2008, bro. And I don't even know how that makes sense, but
Stop it. I watch other things. I've been watching Hell's Kitchen, watching Kitchen Nightmares.
this dude's
Just
been
watch-
watching
I
Orange
watch
is
a
the
bunch
New
of
Black.
different
This is
things.
crazy.
I just don't watch one thing and just be staunching that for a month straight.
Are you watching any of those cooking shows while you're cooking?
No.
They don't make sense.
Don't make sense.
Why? Why does that not make sense? Sometimes I just like the.
I don't know, bro.
action of it.
I don't know why he said that either. It don't make
like
sense
how
that he
one
said
way
that.
just finds people and tries to help
You
them
don't
out.
gotta watch a cooking show while you cook, bro.
I'm just saying.
That's
me
crazy.
Personally, me personally, if I'm cooking,
I'm fired up.
Me to pass, I like to watch cooking shows, but I can't personally. If if I'm watching someone cook, I immediately get hungry. So like I don't want to do.
No,
that to myself.
I'm opposite. I'm cool.
I got wild back syndrome, but I don't know about you.
I mean, I think I like cooking myself, but just watching someone cook, I hate Zach right now. Watching like Hell's Kitchen is fun because you get to see people. You get to kind of play along with like. And I kind of root for that one person. And then once I get to like the last three, I'm like, I figured out who I know is gonna win. I've actually been right the one time I was right, but I like those shows, so I can't just watch one thing and be committed to that. I'm not. Relationships the only thing I'm committed with. With TV shows and movies, I'll watch whatever the fuck I want.
Speaking of cooking, though,
Mm-hmm.
Marvel cooked with the Hawkeye series. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna say Hawkeye was fire too. You know what I mean? He's appointing his successor. You know what I'm saying? You know how important that is? This dude could go to 18 holes on the golf course and hit for 18 holes. And so can that girl. You know what I mean?
I just want to say, if you ever
See how those look on me?
if you ever get like a real segue, you might be the master of it because the way you just make segues here is just crazy.
It's effortless at this point because, you know, I'm also a streamer / content creator.
Works out.
Gotta pull them out a little bit.
Yeah, it looks so much better when you pull them out because you can't, having them stiffed up like that was just insane.
All right. There you go. All right. And then my last one, I don't know, probably the Punisher, to be real. Punisher has to be your top 5. It's what? It's only 2 seasons, right? Or is it 3?
I think it's
But I've watched the whole thing, and it is flawless. Like, this dude has no power whatsoever. He's just
he's
just good at what he does. And he is the perfect definition of an anti-hero. Like, he doesn't do it for the good of people. He does it for the good of what he thinks is right. But he's never wrong.
He ain't wrong.
He ain't never wrong, bro.
Ain't wrong.
Never.
He might do it in a fucked up way, diabolical way, but he sure ain't wrong about it.
Wait, where are we at? I want to see that real fast. I just gotta. All right. Yeah. All right. Just looking. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna last.
What? My top series?
Yeah.
I don't have many because I've only watched Punisher. I'm in the middle of Daredevil, and I watched the What If series. That was pretty cool. And I watched Moon Knight.
If
I
Jessica
really,
Jones
I'm
is in
kinda
this, bro,
limited
I'm
on it,
fighting you.
It would only be those 4.
No childhood memories of watching any like the X-Men shows, Wolverine, X-Men, nothing like that.
No,
Not even the ones on Disney XD or even Nicktoons, bro.
no, I wasn't. I was.
He wasn't
into Marvel.
privileged. No.
Wow.
I'm just
When I
playing.
started like paying attention to Marvel, it was probably once Captain America came out, but I really started watching when the Avengers came out, and then I went back and found other little bits in between. But no, none of those. The cartoon series I was watching. I had 2 sisters growing up, so they kind of hogged the TV, so I couldn't really have much.
This dude
control
watched
over
Lizzie
things, so
McGuire growing
I
up.
was limited to that.
Well, I will say this. I recommend if you can. X-Men '97 is definitely great. Just dropped this year. Shout out to them. If not, I would recommend either the Wolverine and X-Men series. That is a really good series out of the animated ones, or just any of the OG Spider-Man series, especially Spectacular. Spectacular is a heavy recommendation. You might not be able to get past the animation, so sorry about that. But like,
I was gonna say
Spider-Man's
it's like a nostalgic animation, yeah.
Yeah.
What you got, Daquan?
Hot take. So, I'm not including no animation here for you guys. I'm going to keep it strictly live action just because you guys can.
Bro, if this dude says Secret Invasion, I'm throwing this microphone across the room.
At number 1, and I can't stress this enough, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I fuck with that. I see. I never watched the whole thing, but I can see why. Like, they gave you some good characters in there too.
The insight and the backstory on the Inhumans, on how everything was created. I'm not talking about Inhumans, the show, where it actually shows you about we ain't even counting it. That's dumb. That sucks. Phil Coulson, the greatest backstory and the greatest plot twist of all time, because we all saw Phil die. We all know we watched Phil die on the Avengers movie, and then we get a whole show where his whole entire life is basically based off of a lie in a sense, where he was brought back using the Kree blood, and it ties into the Inhumans getting their powers, showing up back on Earth, the Kree coming back to the Earth trying to take over, and then time travel. This is the first time in, I would say, Marvel TV show where we are introduced to time travel, 3 monoliths that actually control time, space, and dimension. So that is the reason why I think that is the number 1. Now I'm going to have to piggyback a little bit off of Zach here. At number 2, Moon Knight.
So
It's a solid ass show. I'm sorry. This is like the greatest character outside of Deadpool that has the multiple personalities, that is able to either just work with it perfectly or even just have certain scenes shown and broken down that like you're not going to see everything that's happening right here because this person is not fully in control. Versus other aspects, there's always a yin and a yang to everything. So
Yeah.
it's a constant battle inside of his body at all times. And towards the end, spoiler alert, it's the greatest thing to see that you only think that there's 2 personalities inside of this body when in all reality there are 3.
There might be more than 3 too.
Yeah.
There might be more.
Just like if you guys have ever played the Deadpool game, Deadpool has 2 other personalities inside of his mind, including his own, which is a total of 3. Just like the movie Split, how there's multiple personalities inside of that
Bro,
man's
what's that guy's name? What's that actor's name?
I don't know.
Patrick something, I think.
Because they also made him Professor X for anybody that didn't see him. He's the younger Professor
Yeah.
X.
Such a
But
great actor.
but him and Oscar Isaac are the only 2 actors I've ever seen that are able to play multi personalities to no flaw whatsoever. So continue, sir.
At number 3, I'm definitely gonna probably get punched for this. What if series? All right, I'm joking with you.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't
I'm
mad
joking,
at
I'm
it.
joking, I'm
I wasn't mad
it's
at it.
actually low-key. It's actually low-key. So as a trickster and a villain, I honestly didn't like Loki's upbringing. I didn't like when Loki first was introduced into the MCU. I thought I was just a weird man with horns. I'm not gonna hold you, but when I did some digging and I actually started reading up on Loki, I started to more and more over time to understand and come to love him. And season 1 of the show was just immaculate, phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
I was so hooked just from the first episode. And even just him running around during the TVA, and they're trying to explain to you, like, hey, you're a time variant because you did this. It gives us a more understanding on the multiversal aspect and how everything isn't always just as black and white as Marvel would like it to see. With that being said, this goes into me actually getting punched. And number 4, Secret Invasion.
You piece of shit.
Damn. Damn.
That shit was beyond boring, bro. Like,
I wanted to kind of get into that.
I'm
At
tired
some
of like, beyond Black Widow, I don't need any more espionage or spy shit, bro. Like, that Hydra shit is over. Like, I'm tired of the spy shit, and it's boring at this point, you know? But I'll let you continue. Go ahead, bro.
I'm only saying this because this is the first time that you guys, and I mean like the MCU as a whole, has actually get to see like just Nick Fury be in action and not just like here and there. Even like on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he would like pop up in a cameo for a few episodes. Like it was like 2 episodes he was there for. You guys get to see a little bit of action basically. Like he takes the initiative to fix the wrongs that him and Carol have done, and he's putting the weight of the burden all onto his own shoulders. And it's instead of like actually trying to help and fix the problem, he takes care of it by himself. Doesn't call for backup. The only backup that he necessarily has is a scroll. And it kind of gives you an aspect and shows that like, hey, after the blip, these guys literally moved in and was like, okay, cool, we can start implementing our plan and start doing this and start trying to take over the world this way. No one even knew that Rose was a scroll, honestly, until like no one knew that. I didn't even know that because when I just seen him walking, I'm just like, oh, cool, rehab was cool for this man. 5 episodes later, he's turned into a scroll. I'm like, yo, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, the reason why I said for you guys as the MCU as a whole, because if you guys didn't know, there was a Nick Fury movie.
What's that?
There was a Nick Fury movie before. It was just called Nick Fury, I think it was.
For real?
Yeah.
Huh.
The only reason why I remember that there's this very distinct scene. He has the classic Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Costume on, where it's like the dark blue with the white side patch, the strap over, his gun on the side, and his eye patch.
Yeah.
In that movie, he literally takes his eye out because it's a detonating bomb, and he presses it and he puts it on the wall and he tells his teammates to back up. I remember that.
How old is this movie?
Very old, like old.
That's insane.
So I'm guessing it wasn't Samuel L. Jackson then.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, if it ain't Samuel Jackson, I really could give a fuck less because he ate that role entirely.
He's just a good actor, but
He's one of them ones.
I feel bad they gave him such a shitty script
Is
though,
that-
because I hated it.
Is that Hasselhoff? Is that Hasselhoff?
I don't know.
David Hasselhoff.
Oh, there's only one.
That's what I said. The David Hasselhoff.
That is Hasselhoff, correct? No.
I don't think so.
Anywho.
You can click on it and see. It should show you the cast list.
Yeah, David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, that's Hasselhoff.
Yeah, it was Hasselhoff. Yeah,
He's a
David
weird
Hasselhoff
face.
played Nick Fury. So yeah, if you guys get a chance, I would check that out. Number 4 and number 5, She-Hulk.
You're a piece of.
I like my
Bro.
comedy relief, bro.
Bro
I
was
like
so
my
happy to
comedy
see Meg the
relief.
Stallion and her twerking.
Not
again.
even that. It was funny as hell to see that. I honestly did like bust out laughing for no apparent reason because I was like, that was unexpected.
Bro, she's fast as hell, and I don't mean foot speed. I mean like she's for the streets.
Yes.
And I'm not just talking about in the show. I'm talking about through comics, bro. She slept with everybody, including her cousin, the Hulk.
See, we'll get back to that.
Not the ancestral plane. It's the ancestral plane for her. You know what I mean?
We'll get back to that.
Like,
It was a pheromonal.
It was the gammas.
I can't even like explain how that went because like it still trips me out to this day. But like, yes, I appreciate you for breaking that up. But yes, Miss Marvel does get dumb. She's never fucked almost every man in the MCU. Not in like that, but like in the comic base.
Crazy.
It's just a great show, good comedy relief. It gives you the first time of someone saying like, "No, this is how I'm gonna break my show." She basically pulled a Deadpool.
the wall breakers, yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
like, and to have a female character of that aspect in that role, I loved it honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like the last episode, some people might have found it to be like kind of shitty. I thought it was pretty funny how she rewrote everything.
I think it was cool. Like, I agree. I think it was really cool, especially with the wall breaks and all that. I liked it. It's just that last episode drew me off.
Yeah.
Like,
You wanted a big fight.
people, yeah. And, like, people hate the whole idea of, like, women empowerment. They hate it.
Yeah.
Women hate women empowerment. But, like,
So
what's going on with this is, like, the MCU's turned into this whole woman universe, like, the Marvels and how Black Widow was and like all the widows really, and then like now it seems like almost every hero is a woman now, and they hated her for it. They didn't even give the show a chance. But if you give the show a chance, you realize it's actually funny. It's actually good, you know, and it gives you the problems of a real woman in the show, you know. So I guess I give some respect to the last episode because in the last episode she kind of also like describes that everybody's writing her story for her, you know what I mean? And like she's a woman and what it's like to be a woman. But in the other hand, I wish they didn't do that because it was just a shitty episode.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. I see what you're trying to do and I respect it, but it was a shitty episode in my opinion. And then didn't they have like a dance battle or something at the end? Like,
Wait, what?
If it was wondering why I look spaced out, because I haven't seen this one, so I'm kind of just.
no, you're good, bro. Yeah.
I'll also put this in there. The reason why I say this because Daredevil is also one of my favorite shows. It just it just doesn't make the list all the way through.
I disagree.
What?
For me, it doesn't make the list because Asians. So like those are basically my number ones right there.
Yeah.
How you guys feel about Punisher is how I feel about Daredevil and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Those are like my number one shows from Marvel because I've binged those shows so much. Like I've made my girl literally sit down and watch the last 6 seasons with me of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, we all
That
have
may be
opinions
devious.
too, though. You know, like
That
opinions.
may be a bit devious.
She-Hulk makes the list because it's the second time we get to see Daredevil in an alternate costume for Daredevil for the first time.
Yeah.
The alternate costume for Daredevil being that it is this one and not the Elektra suit. Because the Elektra suit from the comic is so much better than any other suit that he's had.
That yellow suit was tough though.
Yes.
Like I know they cut it back to the red, which is cool. That's cool. But that yellow suit was tough. Like, and I also think I want to go back to the She-Hulk thing. The greatest part of the She-Hulk show for me, like the top tier part, was the fighting scene that Daredevil had in that hallway. Like Daredevil had this crazy ass fighting scene, and he slept with She-Hulk, by the way. But like,
Oh yeah, beat him.
spoiler alert. I said she sleeps with everybody. But
He didn't
She's
see
a
her.
whore.
He didn't even see her.
She's a whore.
he could see through his hearing. That's his power. But
He rode across that braille like, hey.
But this dude just walked down a hallway and handled a whole club full of dudes just like down a hallway. Like
Interesting.
Daredevil, no matter what room Daredevil walks in, he's the man.
You seen him when he's all cowled up pretty much, and he got like the black one or the white one for right now. Did you get to that episode?
No,
where
he
he's
just
in
has
that?
the red suit and the red batons.
Oh, black hat.
Bro, the first season's all black. All black.
First
With
one's all
the
black,
mask
red
on
one
his head.
comes in the second season.
Yeah, I couldn't wait to get past that though.
Say, man, the first season, man, when he, I think who was he saving? The little boy or was it the little girl that was trapped downstairs in the little basement area?
The boy, I think it was.
When he took out everybody,
Bro
down
went
the
room by
stairs,
room.
Yeah,
He was just breathing. He was
yeah. All right, wait, is that the stairway scene? Like where he's going down the stairwell and he's whooping people's ass, or was that a different scene?
There was a hallway.
Yeah, it's like a long dark hallway basically.
Yeah.
Like a green
There's like 3 or 4 rooms before he gets to the main one. With
If you notice in the
cables.
MCU, a lot of characters have like their number one type of scene. You know what I mean? Like you have like Iron Man, he steps into a suit and he powers up, or like Spider-Man, like he does like different things, or like Cap does different things. But Daredevil's number one thing is constantly just fighting somebody. Like he just walks up and fights. Like they make his fighting scenes different from everybody else's in the MCU, which is pretty cool.
I like
but-
the one where he goes into like that taxi area
Yeah.
to save that one nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Bro was handling business.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He was in the shadows lurking.
He's that dude though, bro. Like
I like him.
When he fought his copycat in the season 1.
Huh?
Wait.
Was it in the season 1?
wait, are you talking about with
His
Bullseye?
his teacher?
The ultimate Daredevil.
Yeah, it's Bullseye.
Is it Bullseye?
Bullseye. That's who they hire and to make him seem like he's Daredevil, but it's actually Bullseye.
Got it.
But
Interesting.
yeah, but
Yeah,
all
I
right,
forgot.
where are we at with the time here? Can you swipe that? I can't see. Just say it. I can't see.
141.
All right, we're at 141. We're a little over.
Pretty lengthy one.
We're a little over today. Real fast before I wrap it up, is there anything you guys want to see for the future of this? Not just the MCU, but of the podcast. If you want to share that,
Go ahead.
let him go. Yeah, let him jump up.
Like my suggestion earlier, I suggest that you guys, I say do the podcast like offline as well. But if you guys have time, where it's like kind of like press for time, and you just want to get it out there, live stream your episodes. Definitely dabble more into comics. And if you guys need help, do not be afraid to ask me and Jason, because we got you guys.
Yeah.
I'm fine
You
with that.
you're perfectly fine on it because you have like some knowledge right now on your comic.
I'm
base.
vibing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm vibing.
I was like,
Me
if
and
you need a
comics
site-
are. It's like me and manga. I'd rather just watch
Yeah.
That's understandable.
what's out there
That's
at that point.
understandable.
The thing about it though is like, you use comics for what you don't know in the movies. Like if you have questions for movies, you turn to comics. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like the thing that's great about Marvel especially, but like even in DC or anime or anything, is you can always find more. Like there's always an answer somewhere. You know what I mean? My dogs are whining, so if you guys can hear that in the mic, I'm sorry, but they are crybabies. All right, so do you have anything that you're hopeful for the MCU?
Yes. Anthony Mackie making a return, honestly, as Captain America. A lot of
That'll
people
be
kind of hate it, but in my opinion, a lot of people wanted Bucky to be Cap. Bucky doesn't want to be Cap. I hate to break it to you. Bucky never wanted to be Cap.
I don't think that's the style either.
Falcon doesn't even want to be Cap, but like it is what it is.
He's
going
been there
to
the entire time.
Yeah, like he's going to take up the mantle. He's going to literally carry on the legacy. That's what we need. And in all honesty, I think that's going to be a great thing because maybe it could lead up to Peter getting his wingsuit, his official wingsuit.
Yeah.
It can lead up to Miles Morales making it a miraculous event. And it can also lead up to Kamala Khan whenever Peter joins the Fantastic Four and Miles and everyone is like actually starting to come together in their own universe. It can probably lead up to the death of Kamala Khan, so on and so forth, death of Norman Osborn.
Do you think they'll take Miles Morales and make him into live action to kind of cross over, or just leave him?
I
'Cause they
think
did a good
I
job
think
with
why
Charles
they haven't
Camille
done
was
it
in
yet
there.
is because they're struggling to find an actor that's able to do it.
Bro, Shamik, if they don't just
They
delete
should,
Ward-
they should, but they won't. That's just not how it works. You need to be able to do the things too, though.
Yeah, like voicing the part is way 100% than actually playing. The
Yeah,
part.
because that's a tough thing.
And
to
no
be
discredit to him.
gymnastics.
He's a
Yeah.
great actor. He's been in Off the Block, not Off the Block.
He was on Dope. I like
Yes.
that.
Dope.
That was
Yeah,
my
I was
favorite.
like-
That's my
yeah,
first song.
yeah.
Dope.
Dope. Did very phenomenal in Dope, man. That like the movie sits you down, lets you understand just from different perspectives of how people see and just things in like even just the hood perspectives from just a white person's view, a mixed culture girl's view, just certain things like that. The movie is mainly just for the culture and other people that are trying to get an insight on looking in.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing about
I
it.
think being Spider-Man, you have to have a physical
Yeah.
part of it too.
Like
Not
Tom
saying
Holland
Shamik
could do
doesn't
them
have it,
flips,
but
bro.
You have to go through a little bit of training to kind of get in that role.
And he also looks older than the part. Like Miles is younger than Spider-Man. So like,
he's
there's
the
no
one
way you make what's his name, Shamik Moore.
Shamik Moore, yeah.
There's no way you make him look like he's 15 years old. There's no way. He looks young for his age, but he doesn't look 15. He looks older than 15. So it's not just physical, but it's also how he looks too. What about you though?
I think I'm kind of looking forward to Spider-Man where he goes after No Way Home. I'm also looking forward to see, not Iron Man, because I don't think Tony will come back in that sense, but his wife. She has a suit as well. Will she
Pep's not gonna do it,
keep
bro.
that going, or his daughter?
His daughter, maybe.
'Cause she's
Morgan.
also pretty cool too. That might be years later though.
I heard something that they said that, you know how like Jarvis and Friday were like the AI of a suit.
Yeah.
Apparently, they developed something where Tony becomes the AI of Ironheart's suit.
That would be dope.
That'd be fire. Yeah.
That would be fun. I can imagine him saying something stupid, something like crazy in the middle of a whole fight.
Yeah.
Just saying something outlandish.
You just need Robert Downey Jr. now. Like it seems like without him in the universe, he's gone. Like it's
He finally got
over.
an award, which I'm very happy. This is a side note. Yeah, finally. I don't know if it was an Oscar, but I know he got an award for something.
It was for the
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Say it with me.
Me neither.
Oppenheimer.
Bro, we all say things different.
Oppen.
I'm not saying it.
Fine.
I heard your top 10. You don't have a say on what's good.
That's crazy. I'm giving you the right way to say a name. Okay. Anyway, next episode, please let us actually in the comments. Let us know whether it's your top 5 or whether you agree with any 3 of us. What you want to see from the podcast. Who you'd like to see next topics. We'll probably make that decision mid-week, maybe.
Yeah.
This should be out
Today. May the 4th. Worst case scenario tomorrow.
Yeah, worst case, yeah, definitely tomorrow. But
Cinco de
just
Mayo.
look out for it. Share it, please. Like, subscribe. That would be great.
I'm kind of sad you're jumping ahead of it though, because I still got my hopefuls. You know what I'm saying?
We don't care about your hopefuls.
That's crazy. Nah, but seriously,
Go ahead.
Fantastic Four. I'm looking so forward to seeing Fantastic Four, because in the past when we first got Fantastic Four, I was like, all right, this shit's hard. But then they flopped later on
That reboot was terrible.
with Miles Teller, and like I wouldn't call it a complete flop. It was just a different take on the universe, which is cool. But like it was a flop. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Spider-Man, like the live action Miles Morales coming to life. But I want to see if they do it, if they can make Uncle Aaron Childish Gambino. Because, like I told you before, apparently Childish Gambino, even from the cartoons with Miles Morales, he's always been a part of the Spider Universe. Always. He was in Tom Holland's Spider-Man as Uncle Aaron. And then he was in the Beyond the Spider-Verse movie, or Across the Spider-Verse movie, as Uncle Aaron in the Prowler suit. So, So,
I'll wait for you to say it.
and then I want to see a major comeback for Thor. I want to see it so bad. I want to see him cutthroat, not caring about anything. Like, not that goofy Fruit of the Loom shit, bro. I want to see him do some wild stuff. But
Thor, I think,
sorry, man.
I don't know. I think we've seen a lot of him. I think, I'm not going to say he's done, because I don't know how the comics have him, where he might show up again, but I don't know. He may be, maybe Valkyrie. I like to see a bit more out of her, maybe, and her squad. Because you kind of get to see a little bit of it in Ragnarok, or not Ragnarok, it was Ragnarok, okay, yeah. When she was with the Hulk in that that was Anya's place. But I think she would be cool to kind of look into.
Yeah.
Get a movie about, maybe a series at least. I wouldn't say maybe a whole movie, but because they were badass.
Her coming out of the jet drunk is probably the funniest part of that movie.
Her just falling off. Yeah, that's very funny.
She about to throw hands, but yet still she can't walk.
Right. But
She's like,
ultimately, that's just things I want to see. With that being said, we've come to the end of the episode. So thank you for coming on, Daquan. We really appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
Yeah, man. And
What
like,
should they do?
huh?
What should they do?
Oh, you guys should like, comment, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, tell your grandmother about this, because I'm sure she'd love to see me.
I'm a smaller toe knuckles.
Get out of here, bro. But yeah, if you have any questions, concerns, or any comments that you'd like to make, drop them in the comment section below. Our next episode might just be a surprise. Who knows? we can decide halfway through the week what we want to do and promote it. So make sure that you turn on your notifications. So when we post a video, you can see it and go watch it and share with a friend. So
Yep.
with that being said, I'm Zach. That's Makai. Special guest Daquan. And you guys know what to do. Go clap 'em. Peace. All right, now